Welcome back. Thank you for your company on Wake Up this morning. Well, the tragic passing of Fast and Furious star Paul Walker has left Hollywood reeling. He was on a Thanksgiving break from filming Fast and Furious 7 in Atlanta when he was killed in a car accident in LA over the weekend.
Entertainment correspondent Maud Garrett was the only Australian reporter to chat with him just 2 weeks ago while he was promoting his latest film, Hours. She was also invited to attend the Fast and Furious film set last month, and she joins us at the desk now. Maud, tell us about your final chat with Paul.
I think it needs to be said he's an amazing guy. I mean, this is a chance that we can reflect on this actor. His career expanded over 2 decades. His first role was in a commercial at 12. I know that as a mid-20s lady, his roles in these teen films, he was a heartthrob. Everyone knew him, everyone knew who he was. But I'm kind of really relieved I got to know who he was as a person. So I caught up with him in LA for Hours, the DVD release. And he's just a genuine guy. You would love this, Matho. No shoes on in the interview. I looked down, he'd kicked them off.
Speak my language.
So I took mine off as well. And he's just such a personable guy. So this is a part of the clip before we got into the interview with the questions, just to kind of get a real sense of who he is as a person.
Good to see you.
Oh, we're doing shoes off?
You're good now.
Oh, it's better.
That's all you do back home anyways, right?
We don't wear shoes. And then we call them thongs. Do you know how awkward that is, having thongs on your feet?
Oh, you call them thongs?
Say your name for me, right?
Growing up, that's what my parents always called them, were thongs.
Thongs?
Yeah.
Why? Because American, a thong is a...
Yeah, they were thongs for me for years, and then as I got older and I called them thongs, my friends would make fun of me, so then they turned into sandals. Then you go to Hawaii and they call them slippas.
And the jandals in New Zealand?
Yeah.
Oh, we could
Good
go
luck.
on and
Good
on.
luck.
But they are the best things in the world.
Yeah.
I mentioned underwear to him.
Now, Maud, you just mentioned before that his most recent film, Hours, is about Hurricane Katrina. And during the interview, you also got to see the other side of him as well.
Yeah, the movie, if you ever see it, it's a really intense thriller. It's about a new father that loses his wife during childbirth, and he's got a prematurely born baby girl. And this all takes place during Hurricane Katrina. So it's really, really intense movie. And you see a different side of Paul Walker than you've ever seen before. And he is a father. He has a 14-year-old daughter called Meadow Rain, and that's just even more devastating. But he was mentioning that during the press of this movie, he was doing the rounds, and it was the entertainment side of the world, but happening at the same time with natural disaster devastations, and he was very, very compassionate and very aware and concerned about the other things happening. So this is talking about life and nice things. It's a good story. Where you were and what you were doing when the news broke about this hurricane.
Yeah, I was doing press for another movie.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I remember going, it just seems so trivial. I remember I was doing an interview with one guy and I was just in a completely different planet. And it's right now, it's we got this thing going on in the Philippines, and I'm like, on what? And I'm gonna go back to work on Monday. And I'm just it just seems so weird.
Is this... Okay, because once a coincidence, but this is, what, twice now
It's
that you've been doing
it's
press?
happened more than twice. It's happened more than twice. But I don't know. It just, I think we forget, we get caught up in our routine and we do what we do. And it's okay, cool. And we turn on the news and it is on the other side of the planet and blah, blah, blah. Not to get way off topic and, talk about drama and stuff. But, I mean, it's very real. And there's something weird about it to me.
Yeah.
I realize life goes on, but it's all right. So meanwhile, people are starving and there's no water and, we're bullshitting. I'm complaining about, my diesel fuel costing me $4.07 a gallon. You know what I mean?
$4.15 now.
Really?
Yeah.
Should we be doing this right now?
Yeah, I mean, he's always sort of been aware of, charity and causes that are happening around the world. He was involved with an organisation called Reach Out Worldwide, which was raising money for the Philippines after the typhoon over there. And also he's been raising money relentlessly around the world for research and protection of marine biology and wildlife parks, even in Australia and around the world. So, I mean, he's always worked tirelessly towards that cause. So that's why it's such a tragedy as well.
He was reportedly attending a charity event before the accident, wasn't he?
Yes, he had time off from filming Fast and Furious 7 during Thanksgiving, and he was attending a charity event, which is, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Fast and Furious 7. They were sort of mid-shooting that film. You actually went to the set, is that right?
Yeah. So Atlanta is when they were filming it. Got to see the set of the movie. It was huge. The set visits are always difficult because it's right in the middle of filming scenes. So you do see them film, and then during a break, they've got to go and talk to press about the movie. So he was kind of in the zone in a way. But this is his family. He's been working on the Fast and Furious franchise since I think it was 2001. So I think he was only 26 when he started, and he was 40 when he passed. That's a massive chunk of his life, and it was family for him. And obviously, that's an impact on all of the people working on the movie. They haven't said what they're doing with the movie yet, but they have released a statement about the loss, just basically saying that all of us at Universal are heartbroken. Paul was truly one of the most beloved and respected members of our studio family for 14 years. This loss is devastating to us and everyone involved with the films and countless fans. We send our deepest and most sincere condolences to Paul's family.
I think a lot of people don't realise how big this franchise was.
Oh,
we are talking
huge.
about, if you look at box office gross and in terms of number of people who've seen it, I mean, it's sort of a niche audience, but we're talking about billions and billions of dollars,
it's made
this
billions.
franchise. So, yeah, it's kind of incredible. But you guys not only bonded about films, you also bonded about something very close to your heart.
Video games.
Video games.
I had to talk it. He started talking about video games, and you just see me light up, going, "Talk to me about the games that you love," and he did. He really got into it, and it made me fall in love with him even more. Who's the game? Skyrim. Check it out. What are you playing at the moment? I have to ask.
I like Skyrim right now.
That's such a good RPG.
Yeah, and I like stuff. I love the world. I love how rich it is. I
I've
like
got a
it stuff that takes
Triforce
you.
tattoo on my
Okay,
finger.
there you go.
It's a bit weird watching that now, isn't it?
Yeah, I think I just want to take this time also to address the other person that was in the car during the accident. His name's Roger Rodas, and it's really good to put a name to a person that was in there as well. It's getting a little bit overshadowed because Paul Walker was such a huge person in this world. But Roger, he was a professional driver, obviously a family man as well. He was the CEO of Ever Evolving LA. So yeah, I think we're just sending condolences to his family as well.
Wonderful. Thanks for your time, Maud. Thanks for those
Much appreciated.
insights.